Day 729 being Christopher Cruz. Gonna go get a haircut. I was just at Starbucks getting some work done. So rent is due in 6 days, which is great. I was just sitting there and I'm like, I was kind of journaling and just kind of writing to God about how I feel. And, you know, I'm looking at these other people at Starbucks and it looks like they're working on something and they're all in on something. And I just had this vision of this guy who's sitting across from me, and, you know, he's working on something and it's small, you know, it's small, but he's all in on it, and it's paying his bills, and, you know, it starts small. And I had this realization, like, for everything I do, I don't want to start small, I want to start big. And that's why I don't ever start it, because it's never like fully ready. And so it's just interesting that God has called me to start Warriors of God with just t-shirts, you know, because that to me is like so small. It's like it has to be the clothing line, the entire clothing line, and all the other things that come along with it. It has to be the podcast, it has to be the daily text messages, it has to be the group coaching, it has to be like the whole thing has to launch massively. It has to be, you know, a big, you know, it has to start big. It's like expecting a tree to just be a tree instantly, rather than starting small as a seed. And I think that's a big reason why I just have a lot of things that I don't start, because they can never start big enough. And but I was looking at them, I'm like, man, I want something like, you know, I remember how amazing I felt when I launched Fulfilled as Fuck, and I had the course and all that stuff, and like having my thing to work towards. And I'm like, God, please just give me a vision for this future that you want me to live into, because I feel so lost and stuck, and like I'm failing aggressively, and just like so yeah. And I don't see a way right now, and it's so challenging. It's so challenging. And then I got an email from this little challenge that's coming up over the next 3 days. It's just an hour a day for 3 days, and it's by this guy named Pedro Deo, who is like the guy who's known for doing online challenges. Like, he blew up and has done $40 million in business in the last like 2 or 3 years, and he's worked with Tony Robbins and all those guys, consulting them on doing challenges, and he's all about that, and he's all about kingdom entrepreneurs too. And so I guess he did like a live this morning, and he emailed it out to everyone to watch it. And so I sat there, it was only 30 minutes, and I watched it, and the passion and the fire that he had, talking about, like, you know, if you're a believer and you don't just want to sit back and watch the world pass you by, like, this is for you. You know, there's all these crises that are happening around the world, and it's like, I'm looking for the people who want to do something about it, the people who want to step up. And I'm like, wow, someone who speaks my language. And it was just so exciting and inspiring to see that. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, fuck, I just want to feel successful. I want to feel like I'm making progress in life, and I just feel so freaking stuck. And it is just like the most debilitating feeling. It is the most suffocating feeling. And then when you put on top of that, you know, that rent is going to be due in 6 days, and it's just like, fuck, what am I going to do? 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 And I was like, what if I can just feel really successful for 6 days? What if I could just step into that identity for 6 days? Like, you know, if I could just change my vibration, if I could just change my energy. And, you know, starting to go to kind of the new age realm, but I don't really know exactly if that's where it's really going. I'm just like, what are the things that I need to steward? What are the things I need to take care of? What has to change? And it's like, I gotta start going to the gym. And I just wrote down some things that I've been avoiding that has to change. I gotta get a haircut. Like, I gotta do things that make me feel good about myself. Because right now don't feel that great. And so right now I'm going to the gym to sign up. It's literally 1 block away from my house, and it's always been 1 block away from my house, and I've never gone. And so it's just like, what if I could just feel successful for 6 days? Over the next 6 days, what if I can just be who I feel like God is really calling me to be? What if I could just do what that guy would do just for 6 days? I could do anything for 6 days. What if I could eat how he would eat? What if I could spend my time the way how he spends his time? What if I could be obedient the way he would be obedient? What if I could just be that guy for 6 days? Just 6 days. Just give it a fucking shot. Like, what have I got to lose? Step into that. Step into that. Step into that. And so I'm gonna go sign up for the gym right now. I'm gonna go get groceries, and I'm gonna go get a haircut, and then when I get home, I'm gonna go through all my clothes, and I'm gonna keep all the clothes that make me feel good and get rid of all the clothes that make me feel bad. I need to elevate what I wear every day. Can't be doing the t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. It just doesn't make me feel successful. It doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel comfortable and hidden and small, but it doesn't make me feel good. And I've just got this block. Like, I was looking at pictures last night, and I was looking at me when I was going to the gym at 5 a.m. every day, and I was starting to lose weight, and I looked so good. I like saw the pictures. I'm like, damn, I look fucking great. And I look at myself now, and I'm like, ugh, I hate it. And it's just like, well, Chris, it's not gonna change unless you start taking action. And it's like, I want instant results, and it's just like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go to the gym for how many months now, just to get back to where I was. And there's this frustration with myself, and this anger with myself, and this regret of like, Chris, why didn't you just keep freaking going? And it's just like this like frustration with myself, like this pit in my stomach of, man, you really fucked that up, didn't you? And I was just writing, like, it's so frustrating for me because, I went to these 2 events, I spoke, crushed it, did so great, so powerful, like in my power. And I see other people from that event that are building things and creating things and launching things. And, I don't know if they're succeeding or not, but they're putting things out there. They're putting themselves out there. They're starting small. Some of them are not small. Some of them are big. But they're just doing things. And I'm like, and I was writing to God, and I'm like, and here I am, like, freaking sweeping floors at a church. Like, I'm at church 4 days a week doing an internship, with people who don't even want to be there. And I'm just like, man, God, what have you got me? Where have you got me, God? And it's just hard, looking at the comparison. And I know that I belong at an elite level of living. And I just feel like I'm on the lowest level of living. And it's just so shitty. It's like the worst feeling when you know that you're full of potential and you're not even close to living into it. It's just like when you know you're full of greatness and you're just at the most mediocre you've ever been. So, yeah, it sucks a lot. But literally the only thing I can do is do something about it. Like, I can take action. I'm not gonna, like, lose weight without going to the gym and eating right. It's just not gonna happen. And yeah, so it sucks right now, but I have the ability to change that. And like, God has given me a clear vision of who he's called me to be. And I just have to do it. As uncomfortable as it is, as hard as it is, or whatever, like, I just don't have a choice at this point. I've got 6 days for miracles to happen, and I gotta be who God is calling me to be and see what happens. All I can do is that. Like, that's the best that I can do. So, and I could do anything for 6 days. Anyone could do anything for 6 days. So Yeah, it's time to get really, really, really serious. So here we go.